applause for our chief guest of the year. So good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and we warmly welcome you to the Gujarat State Knowledge Session at World Food India 2025. I request distinguished speakers to kindly join us at the dais. I would like to invite Shalini, ma'am, and Dr. Dinesh Kumar to join us on the dais. So a warm good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and respective attendees. We warmly welcome you to the Gujarat State Knowledge Session at World Food India 2025. Our theme today is harnessing prosperity through food processing and value addition, which will be a game changer for agronomics. Now, to begin today's session, I would now like to take the privilege by inviting respected Shri Vijay Kumar Kharari, IAS Managing Director, GAICL, for the welcome address. So we kindly request you to address the august audience. Thank you.
Good morning to everyone. I am delighted to welcome you to the knowledge session on the harnessing prosperity through food processing and value addition, game changer for the agronomics. It's an honor to be part of this fourth edition of the World Food Expo India 2025 event. The significance of food extends far beyond our plates. It is an economic driver, a cultural identifier, and a critical element in addressing global challenges such as hunger and sustainability. In today's session, we will dive deep into the world of food processing, exploring how it acts as a bridge between cultures, a catalyst for change, and a path towards a brighter and more equitable future. India's food industry is not just a sector, but it's a lifeline. Growth of a nation depends upon a strong rural economy. Food industry plays a significant role to boost up the rural economy as well as employment generation. World Food India serves as a pivotal platform uniting visionaries, industry leaders, entrepreneurs, policymakers, and experts from across the globe. It is an event that showcases the latest advancements in the food industry, and we are privileged to be part of it. Gujarat, with its strategic location, robust infrastructure, and supportive government policies, stands as an attractive choice for the investment in food processing. To fulfill this vision and to showcase Gujarat as a preferred global agribusiness destination and enhancing ease of doing agribusiness, a dedicated institute named iNDEXT-a Agribusiness Extension Bureau has been set up by the government of Gujarat under the able leadership of our Honorable Chief Minister Shri Bhupendrabhai Patel. It will primarily function as an interface between agriculture investors and the government, acting as a single point of contact for all the investors. Now, let's extend a warm welcome to our respected Secretary, Sir, Sandeep Kumar, Sir, Agriculture and Farmer Welfare and Cooperation Department. He has more than 20 years of experience in public governance. Team Agriculture Department takes this opportunity to express our gratitude for his valuable guidance and support. India's agriculture exports have recently crossed an incredible milestone, surpassing $51.9 billion for financial year 2024. The highest ever, and Gujarat has a major share in this. To deliver more on export-driven growth from local produce to global brands, we have with us Shalini Goel Balla, Managing Director, International Council for Circular Economy. We welcome you, ma'am. The state government focus to reduce agricultural loss in Gujarat agribusiness sector by creating an enabling ecosystem. To explore reducing food loss through cold chain and logistics, we have with us Dr. Dinesh Kumar, Head Division of Food Science and Post-Harvest Technology, ICER, Indian Agriculture Research Institute. I welcome all esteemed speakers, all participants and officials on behalf of Government Gujarat and iNDEXT-a. Based on the experience and expertise of the speakers, we will get valuable insights on the growth of agro and food processing sector, which eventually leads to fulfill the Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modiji's good wish of Annadata Sukhi Bhava and Atmanirbhar Bharat. In conclusion, I am delighted to inform you that Government of Gujarat is organizing the Vibrant Gujarat Regional Conference 2025, an exhibition and trade show planned to be held from 9th October onwards at Ganpat University, Mehsana, and from 10th January 2026 onwards at Saurashtra University, Rajkot. I request all of you to be part of this grand event. Once again, I extend my heartfelt welcome to each and every one of you. Food memories enrich our lives, shape our relationships, and are tied to our culture. May this gathering be a source of inspiration, connection, and shared experiences that will stay with us long after the session has concluded. Thank you so much. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Jai Jai Garvi Gujarat. Thank you.
Thank you, Vijay sir, for enlightening us with your words of wisdom. Ladies and gentlemen, we now move on to the felicitation ceremony. I would now like to take the privilege of inviting on the stage Shri Vijay Kharari ji, IAS Managing Director, GAICAL, and I would like to request Vijay sir to kindly felicitate our special guest, Shri Sandeep Kumar, IAS Secretary, Corporation Department, Government of Gujarat. We would like to felicitate our guest with a lovely memento and bouquet. Now I would like to request Dr. Shri K.S. Patel, Divisional Manager, ASC, GAICL, to felicitate Dr. Dinesh Kumar, Head and Division of Food Science and Post-Harvest Technology. Now I would like to request Shri P.S. Rabadi, Director of Agriculture, to kindly felicitate our Chief Guest, Shri Vijay Kharari, IAS. Now I would like to request Shri A.P. Patel, OSD, ASMC, GAICL, to felicitate Mrs. Shalini Balla, MD, ICCE. Thank you so much, dear Chief Guest, respected speakers, for gracing the platform with your esteemed presence. Ladies and gentlemen, we now move on to the screening of an audio-visual film showcasing the initiatives and achievements of the Government of Gujarat. We request you all to kindly direct your attention to the screen. Thank you.
In the fields of our motherland, where the sun rises with hope and sets with gratitude, there lives a community that toils tirelessly to feed the nation. They are the farmers, the backbone of our country, whose hard work and patience nourish our plates. Under the visionary leadership of Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, a new dawn has come for India's farmers. With Modi ji's unwavering commitment to their welfare, the agro and food processing sector is experiencing a revolutionary transformation. The Modi government's initiatives are empowering farmers to reap the rewards of their labor, and India's agricultural sector is growing at an unprecedented pace. As a result, the prospects of a brighter future are becoming increasingly tangible, filling the hearts of farmers with hope and optimism. PM Modi's leadership is not only transforming the lives of farmers, but also paving the way for a prosperous and self-sufficient India. India, a country of over 1.4 billion people, has made significant strides in agriculture and food processing. The sector contributes over 18% to the country's GDP and employs nearly 50% of the workforce. Gujarat, a powerhouse in India's agro and food processing sector, has been contributing remarkably to the nation's growth. The state is the first in production of groundnuts, fennel, cumin and castor in India. Gujarat also takes pride in being the leading state in production of fruits like mangoes, bananas and pomegranates, as well as vegetables such as onions, potatoes and tomatoes, strengthening India's journey towards agricultural excellence. Gujarat's marine production is also making waves in the global market, with the state contributing 20% to India's national marine fish production. The sector provides livelihoods to millions of people and earns valuable foreign exchange for the country. The state has over 30,000 food processing units, employing over 1 million people, 2 established and 7 upcoming mega food parks. The state's infrastructure and connectivity have made it an ideal destination for investment and innovation. Gujarat's food processing sector has grown at a rate of 9.6%, making it one of the fastest growing sectors in the state. The state's agricultural growth rate has been impressive, with a growth rate of 10.7% over the last decade. This growth has been driven by the state's focus on irrigation, soil health and farm mechanization. Gujarat has a well-established network of APMCs, cold storage facilities and market yards to support agricultural operations. Gujarat has 710 cold storage and fish processing units with a capacity of 20,30,873 metric ton. The state has upcoming infrastructure projects like perishable cargo complexes and port-based agricultural cargo logistics hubs to enhance agro-export capabilities. Gujarat is glowing while growing. India's agro and food processing products are being exported to countries around the world, earning valuable foreign exchange for the country. The sector's growth is driven by value addition, organic farming, and digital agriculture. With the government's focus on increasing agricultural exports and improving the ease of doing business, the sector is poised for even greater growth in the years to come. As the seeds of growth are sown, the fruits of prosperity will be reaped. Gujarat invites investors to explore exciting opportunities and experience the state's growth potential. Join us at the upcoming Vibrant Gujarat Regional Conference to discover the possibilities and take your business to new heights. India's agro and food processing sector is a shining example of the country's potential and a beacon of hope for a brighter future. Gujarat, the game changer in agro and food processing.
Thank you everyone for your kind attention. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the keynote address. We are honored to have with us Shri Sandeep Kumar, IAS Secretary Corporation, Animal Husbandry, Cow Breeding and Fisheries Department, Government of Gujarat. So we kindly invite you to address the august audience. Thank you.
A very good morning to one and everybody. Dignitaries on the dais, dignitaries of the dais. It is both an honor and a privilege to address this august gathering at the 4th edition of World Food India 2025, where the theme Processing for Prosperity resonates deeply with our vision of building a sustainable, prosperous and inclusive food economy. Food is not just a necessity, It is the cornerstone of health, culture, and global progress. In a rapidly transforming world, the journey of food from farm to fork has become more significant than ever. India, with its rich agricultural heritage, diverse climates, and immense talent pool, stands uniquely positioned to become the food hub of the world. The theme of today's seminar is Harnessing Prosperity through Food Processing and Value Addition, Game Changer for Agronomics. It is about creating opportunities. Opportunities for farmers, opportunities for industry and entrepreneurs, opportunities for consumers. Food processing is the bridge that connects India's villages to the world's dining table. By investing in cold chains, logistic, infrastructure facilities, and value addition, we not only reduce wastage but also ensure that every grain, every fruit, and every vegetable contributes to both prosperity and sustainability. The World Food India is not just an exhibition, it is a platform for partnerships. It calls upon government, businesses, startups, entrepreneurs, and farmers to come together in building a food ecosystem that is innovative, resilient, and globally competitive. At the time of independence, India was dependent on foreign countries for their food requirement. However, due to great efforts of our agricultural scientists, particularly Dr. M.S. Swaminathan sir, leaders and farmers, nation witnessed great green revolution followed by many exceptional research in agriculture. Due to green revolution and policy initiatives implemented by government, India has achieved leadership in food production and supply at world level. At present, India has become food surplus country from food deficient country. For 24-25, food grain production in India is estimated at a record 353.96 million tons, while food production is estimated to have touched 114.51 million tons. And production of vegetables is estimated to be at 219.67 million tons in the year 2024-25. In Gujarat, during 24-25, the total food grain production was 11.3 million tons, of which 9.2 million tons was cereals production and 2.15 million tons was pulses. Total oilseed production was 77.89 million tons. Fruits production of 8.58 million tons and vegetable production of 18.5 million tons, placing Gujarat among India's top states in horticulture and vegetables. The food processing sector is a vital component of the global economy, providing employment, enhancing food security, and contributing to the cultural and social fabric of our societies. Gujarat is committed to promoting sustainable agricultural practices with help of natural farming. We have seen that crops grown through natural farming methods often have higher levels of nutrients including antioxidants, vitamins and minerals, which provide great opportunity for exporters. In fact, Gujarat is the leading state in terms of organic farming and more so in natural farming in the whole country. We have declared Dangs district, which is one of the 33 districts of Gujarat, as the first natural farming district in the country, and its whole district has been declared as a natural farming district. Post-harvest losses of vegetables and fruit occur at all points in value chain from production from field to food being placed on a plate for consumption. Post-harvest activities include harvesting, handling, storage, processing, packaging, transportation and marketing. Food processing and export are the answer to this problem. We are not just producers, we are value creators. Gujarat hosts more than 39,000 food processing enterprises. 70% of them are in the MSME sector, powering innovation, jobs and resilience. Our session theme brings a comprehensive outlook to this agenda. Gujarat offers extensive prospects in the food processing industry, particularly in the areas of dairy, fruits and vegetables, and spices. The potential range of processed food products includes canned fruits and vegetables, frozen meals, sauces, salad dressings, and dehydrated snacks. The Ministry of Food Processing Industries has provided support and incentives to the state through flagship schemes such as Pradhan Mantri Kisan Sampada Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Formalization of Micro Food Processing Enterprises, and production linked credit schemes. Mega food parks Surat and Mehsana, 27 cold storages, 5 agro processing clusters, and 42 food processing units are approved under Pradhan Mantri Sampada Yojana, Kisan Sampada Yojana. Similarly, 460 projects are also sanctioned under Pradhan Mantri Formalization of Micro Food Processing Enterprises. The Gujarat government has taken various steps and initiatives to promote food processing sector in Gujarat. Government established iNDEXT-a as the Agri-Business Extension Bureau, a dedicated cell for promotion of food processing. Dairy too remains a jewel in our crown. Gujarat contributes 7.5% of India's total milk production and is home to the inspiring Amul cooperative, which has transformed millions of rural lives and set a global benchmark for inclusive growth. One of the notable strengths of the dairy sector in Gujarat is its extensive network of milk cooperatives. The state boasts over 18,000 village-level milk societies with more than 3.6 million milk producer members. The state is home to numerous state-of-the-art food art processing plants that utilize cutting-edge technology for production of various dairy products. Gujarat possesses 45.5 million liters of milk processing capacity on a daily basis. Gujarat has strategic advantage in logistics and for agriculture and food processing due to its robust infrastructure. The state is equipped with 42 ports, among which Kandla, Mundra, Pipavav, Dahej, Hazira are major ports. World-class road, rail and dedicated freight corridor are key factors in delivering speed, cost efficiency and global reach. This growth showcases the sector's competitiveness and ability to cater to international markets. Western Freight Corridor and Delhi-Mumbai Expressway are also beneficial to states for industrial and agricultural development. We are here to widen knowledge base, forge partnership, and to collaborate on solutions that will lead us towards more efficient and responsible agri-food processing industry. I am confident the conversations and exchange of thought that will take place during this event will stimulate actions and lead to tangible outcomes. Thank you for your commitment to this vital cause. I humbly request all stakeholders to join hands with Gujarat to create a win-win situation for both parties. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandeep sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we now begin our first technical session. The first presentation is on the theme Reducing Food Loss Through Cold Chain and Logistics. I would like to take the privilege to invite Dr. Dinesh Kumar, Head of Division of Food and Science and Post-Harvest Technology, ICAR, IARI, to share his insights. Thank you.
This is the last slide. Can I go to the first slide? Who is playing the slides? There. Respected Sandeep Kumarji and Chief Secretary, on the dais, dignitaries of the dais, I am really thankful to the person who contacted me first, Mr. Pandya, and just I want to brief about myself because I am come in contact for this particular session, and he asked me to give a talk on post-harvest loss, and I asked him how you recognize me, I'm not known to Gujarat. So since I worked for 20 years as a scientist in post-harvest losses, and I get a chance to work in Gujarat for 8 years in Anand. So I heartily accepted the invitation because I started my career from Gujarat as a scientist. So I am in depth thankful to Gujarat. Presently I am working at post-harvest division of IRI, one of the premier institute in India. Thing is that we get a chance to work in different countries where we thought to see that why not it is being implemented in our country. So my presentation will revolve around some components like post-harvest loss. Since it is a Gujarat session, so some component I took as a Gujarat component where and how we can work out. So reducing the food loss, there is two components, post-harvest loss and food loss. So I will take 10 minutes, sir, because 10 minutes is given to me. Within 10 minutes I will try to finish it. Food loss is entirely a different component than the post-harvest loss. So we must understand there is a distinction between food loss and post-harvest loss. Post-harvest loss starts when we harvest the crop. Basically, since I worked 18 years in Nagpur on oranges, and then how we make it out to get it exported to the different countries, because export is the only component where we can enhance the income of the growers, because our growers will come forward when we enhance their export potential value. So just to say that food loss we are doing every day, post-harvest loss is being done by not by the farmers, because the farmers grow the crop, they love the crop. The wholesalers, the retailers, there is a big loss. So we have to make some policies where how this loss is to be minimized from the growers end to the consumers end, what sir was telling, farm to fork. I will quickly show my slides, then we can interact, it is better. Some enter, can I do the enter? It will do? No. Yeah. So this is the fresh produce. Sometimes you have to go from a very low level to understand the components. How the fruit behaves. What happens when we go to the fruits? If we don't care the fruit will be not of any use to anybody. So we must understand that what happens, fruits are also like us. They respire. They are having some metabolic activities which goes on when we harvest it. Actually we forget when we think that when we harvest the fruit, there is no life. Still the fruit is having the life. So we have to protect that particular fruit. As I should not tell this thing from this platform, but in our Hindu dharma, we used to pray God with fruits. So fruits is a very auspicious kind of thing. So we must take care the fruits. Now what are the stages? Already sir has briefed most of the thing, that where is the loss, what are the contents. So he has covered most of the thing which I want to speak from this platform. What happens when we go to the fruits and we harvest it? There is an understanding we must understand that we should take care the farmer's pre-harvest component. If you want to take the better quality with a better shelf life, we have to take the cluster type of approach to the farmers. What I had done in Nagpur, sir, in orange growers, what we had done, we make a clustering of the components that every farmer should own that particular component and they should adopt the practices uniformly. What I want to convey, try to understand. Uniformly means what happens, what you are using, the what I was saying natural state, but the inorganic fertilizers, pesticides, because once you want to export, there is a problem of MRL. We all know MRL. That is the maximum residue limit. So you have to understand that which country you are focusing for export, you must know the MRL of that state. and then accordingly if you work, you are in a win-win situation. Don't grow anything which you are not able to target that where you want to export, because every European Union, USA, every have their own standards. There is no common blanket type of standards are there. So we must understand as an exporter. So handling much more importance, which starts with how you harvest the fruits. Harvesting is also, it's very easy to say, nothing wrong when we harvest a fruit. When we harvest a fruit, the fruits are not in a proper maturity, because fruits behaves in two ways, climateric and non-climateric way. We must understand which fruit you are harvesting when. If you harvest orange immature, it will remain immature, you send to anywhere. But you harvest mango and banana, it is, if you harvest it immature, it will mature in transportation. So try to understand how the fruit behaves, which fruit you are harvesting, where you are thinking for the harvesting window. Okay. These are some of the factors. I should not speak. This is containing some science. Here only one component we are thinking is the temperature. Now, why there is a need of post-harvest management? Everybody thinks that post-harvest management is of no need. We harvest, we sell to the retailer, it go to the mandi, and then it comes to down to the consumer. It's not like that. The time has changed its face, because we know that earlier our country was losing around 30%. Land is shrinking, population is growing, we have to feed the nation. Already we had fed the nation, now we are having the nutritional security. If you want nutritional security, it will be given by the fruits and vegetables. And that security needs that the self life, if enhanced, the availability of the nutrition to the common man, because we are working for the common people. The people who are having money, they can purchase anything. But for the common people, how we will work, that aspect is the post-harvest loss minimization. Because post-harvest loss minimization will incur that how the better return given to the growers with a quality component to the users. There are some tangible effects. Tangible means we try to understand what effect it happens. So once you reduce the loss, because now time has come to do the research as a researcher, because we are doing the research, there's a demand-driven research. What demand comes? Sir, I was speaking in Aurangabad, they called me, now they are growing the dragon fruit and passion fruit. So there is a need of diversification. Don't stick what you are growing, only don't stick to mango, banana or pomegranate. It's my request, I am submitting to you people. Diversify yourself, because diversification will enhance your income. So these are some of the constants, because of things we know. What happens, suppose you are growing a crop, the harvesting span is very low. So what happens, very quick harvesting is being done, and that did become the traditional method of harvesting. And that also contributes. एक हिंदी में कहावत है ना कि एक सड़ा हुआ फल अगर आपने टोकरी में डाला तो सारे सड़ जाते हैं. This is the reality. We must understand what our ancestors told. No, they have some experience about that. So now, as per the NAPCON study, the reduction in the post-harvest loss has come down to 5 to 18% from 30%. These are some of the components where we find small preflares from where the losses are there. So we have to see that how a producer produce from the harvesting, transport, storage, and when it comes to the consumer, what small, you can see the number of holes increasing slowly and slowly, because harvest goes to the farmers. When you go to a market and you find that lot of things are being wasted, we think what happens to that waste, why it is being wasted. That waste can be reduced by implementing. I will give some of the commodity which now we are concentrating much more, because our country is self-sufficient in cereals. Now we are likely to become self-sufficient in fruits and vegetables, but pulses and oilseed still we import. So those aspects need to be looked upon, that how to minimize the import which will contribute directly to the Indian economy. So we have to focus on those crops where we are importing much more. Now I will speak that there are two components we must understand. One is the value chain, another is the cold chain. We should not get confused about the value chain and the cold chain, because these are the components. I will show you one. See, this is one of the pictorial representation. Try to understand. because they all are the players. Don't stand at one place. These are the stakeholders where you and how you have to behave, that you have to understand. There are two sectors, because mango is a crop. Kesar is one of the crop which got GI in Gujarat. So you must utilize the GI. GI is a biggest benefit to the farmers. How to utilize GI? It is the need of the hour to update your people. That what is the meaning of GI? Why you take the GI? What is its utilization? How the international market you can capture on the basis of the GI. So that aspect also we must know. This is one of the pictorial representation that what happens when you produce a fruit, it takes two corners. Either it should go as a fresh market or it goes to the processing. Now what happens when we think of the processing, still in India, the processing sector is not taking a much more height, means 7 or 5% to 7%, but we go to the developed countries, it covers around 70 to 80%. Because still in India, we are very fond of eating fresh. Because fresh fruits, if it is available, very few people are there who are likely to get the processed product. Because processed product, lot many components are coming. So there is that's just I want to show the pictorial presentation that how the fresh market behaves. You can see the domestic, you can see the export market. If you go for the processing, because processing of any product, any fruit is categorized A, B, C, D, like in oranges we categorize. So A and B is for export, C for the domestic consumption, and then when you go for the D, it goes to the processing industry. So this is the categorization of the oranges we had done in Nagpur, that how a farmer can earn more along with a buyback arrangement with the processing industry, because there is a need of buyback arrangement, because price fluctuates with the climate. If suppose untimely rain is there and there is a loss in the crop, suddenly the price will go up, then the processing industry should not suffer. So there is a need of a buyback arrangement along with the industry, fruit processing industry. So now the topic which was given to me was the cold chain. So value chain, once you understand that the producer to the consumer, the cold chain starts after harvest. So after harvesting, every fruit which I had shown in my first slide, they behaves metabolically active. So how to make them metabolically inactive so that the shelf life we all know the shelf life is of much more importance. When it comes to the consumer plate, it looks like that just it has been harvested and now we are taking it out, because there is a lot many discussions on coatings, that coatings which we eat, no, and if it is not a food grade, how we will eat. In case of suppose oranges we peel and throw, but what happens to a strawberry? What happens to the crop which you would eat directly, and it is being coated to enhance the shelf life. So the question arises that how we can get rid of those coatings. So now the time has come, the scientists are working with replacing the synthetic one with the natural coatings. The coatings which will enhance the nutrient composition of your body also, not only that you are coated and you have to throw it out. When it is a polar compound, lot many things that we are working upon, that how the washing. So at least once you purchase any fruit, minimally you wash it properly in the running water so that the polar compounds will go away and then you can eat the healthy one. So this is the basically a temperature controlled chain. Temperature is a very important component. These are certain time is up. No, I can speak 5 minutes more. So transportation, industry, warehousing, packaging and information management. Now you see the cold chain how it behaves, because maintaining a continuous low temperature is a very big deal in country like India, because how much reefer vans are there. I am working with EPEDA also, and we are finding that how the Maharashtra state is more and more reefer vans going to the Maharashtra states, because it is upcoming as a fruit bowl. So what happens that they are maintaining cold chain, means it's nothing. Once it is harvested, we lower the temperature, maintain at a lower level, go to the storage condition, from there it goes to the supermarket, so that once it goes to the consumer, it remains in a natural state where the quality is being retained. So basically, if you want to understand, it is the logistics with a temperature control. This is the basic cold chain. So the pre-cooling at the farmer's level, if the arrangement can be made, then transportation with refrigerated trucks, which nowadays is getting much more popularity in our country. Earlier there was no any such concept was there. Then what are the warehouses facilities, and then it goes to the retailers, that is the end consumers, how it behaves. Small component, we try to understand that what is the benefits, how we can harvest the benefits of the cold chain. Because what happens when we harvest a particular, because I am talking about the perishables. Perishables means fruits, vegetables, those are the perishable commodity which is having the higher moisture content. Because cereals and pulses, it goes to the 8 to 10% moisture content, the storage life can be enhanced. Arrangement of the FCI is different, because that part we cannot speak out. But for the fresh, where the moisture content is more than 70 to 80%, the spoilage chances are very high. I always used to speak that you purchase an orange and it is shrinked, doesn't mean the quality has gone. Because you take out the juice, you drink, it is more sweeter. The reason is that only the moisture loss is there. The content of the total soluble solids remains so it is a full glass of water with 2 spoons of sugar, or half glass of water with 2 spoons of sugar. So that way we try to understand that how the cold chain, if you are taking, we are getting the profits, that to increase the sales with better service quality, value addition, and the basically different, it's a capital investment is there. This is one for the information to the house, that there is a National Center for Cold Chain Development under the ministry. So we must explore, why I am giving this information, that sometime we know that from where and what benefit we can harvest. So this is a National Center for Cold Chain Development. It is one of the autonomous body, and it is being come in the with a cabinet note in the 2012, and it is a think tank of the government, because it narrows the gap between the supply and the value chain, which I told you earlier about the value chain. So there is a need to understand that one thing I want to make you very clear, that cold storage, that is the infrastructure, needs to be relook upon. Relook upon means, where is the producer, can we provide the infrastructure nearest to the point so that we can minimize the loss. It's my opinion, because what happens, sometimes the infrastructure is so far, the traveling time, the storage weight, he is carrying in beans, in plastic crates, now it is coming, in CFB boxes they are taking it out. How many bumps are there before the fruit reaches to that? Because suppose there are more bumps, means more road breaker is there, we are losing the fruits, because not all farmers take a proper packaging to taking to the infrastructure. They just put the fruits as it is within baggage, and then it is a big loss. So now in India is fine, but Gujarat, I am just referring to Gujarat. Now it has gone to 1023 number of cold storage projects with 4.4 million tons in 2025. So this is the data I am giving you, and the importance is that cold chain is required because to preserve the quality, extend the shelf life, reduce the waste, for which we are working, is reducing the waste, and the biggest component that you can facilitate that trade, because now the logistics are there, because fruits and vegetables cannot be exported by air freight. It is for flowers, floriculture, if you are doing a business, it is acceptable that you take the flights, because it should be economically viable projects. So we must understand that logistic, what is the temperature and humidity is to be maintained for every fruit behaves differently. I will show 1 or 2 slides where you will see how it harms the fruits. So these are the key stages: pre-cooling, cold storage, cold transport, and then what is the market size in India? The India market size is very big, and the CAGR, the cumulative annual growth rate, is a 10.86 in 25-23 coming days. These are some of the segmentation in cold chain, what the service, then the temperature, that how you want to export. We export chilled. Do you believe that chilled can be exported? Yeah. Now oranges segments are being chilled at -20 degrees centigrade, and they are being exported, because when it is being thawed, it comes in a natural form when we eat. So the cost is paid is higher. We know how to take the money from the pocket of the consumer. The day we understand, we can put that particular segment. So in Gujarat, really I'm proud of Gujarat. I was seeing the video that these are some of the cold chain projects in Gujarat. That is the Marine Agriculture Export Zone by EPEDA, then APMC, 10 cold chain projects in Surat and Kutch locations. These are the leading players you all must be knowing. That is Tolsma, Omni. This is one of the what sir was talking about, Delhi Mumbai Industrial Corridor, which is coming up in days. This is the our Pradhan Mantri ji is a real vibrant person, and I am telling very frankly that now the scientists are also doing the work as per his desire or the choice, you can say, because he is given a leadership that we are thinking how to promote our people, what type of work can be done so that export potential can go high. So these are some of the basically the cold chain infrastructure, and the objective is only to provide the integrated cold chain to preserve the particular. Now the grant in aid is coming is 35% to the eligible products, but there are still some challenges. We must understand that anything happens, there is some challenges we have to face. That is the most fragmented and unorganized infrastructure. Still, 90% of the cold storage facility is being owned by the private players. And these private players, because there is a need to understand that how much area is being covered. We cannot keep potato and oranges in the same cold storage. That is the need to compartmentalization of the cold storage, and then we have to compartmentalize compartments with each temperature and humidity. Then the operational cost, then technology adoption. There is a one small thing which happens usually in the cold chain, that is being the worker in that chilling injury. This is one of the biggest drawback in cold chain. What happens? The membranes, that cell wall membranes of that particular get damaged. So there is a try to understand between chilling injury and freezing. The two different components are there. What happens when it is freezing? There is formation of the ice crystals. But chilling injury if happens, like suppose I am showing one slide that in Mandarin we can keep, this is the oranges, 6 to 7 degrees centigrade temperature, 90% relative humidity, and we can take to 45 days in a logistics. If temperature goes down, it will happen like this. So once your consignment reaches to that country, and if while going in the ship, logistics are not being maintained, you don't know, the unloaded component may have the chilling injury because the temperature regulation was not there. It has come down. So this will happen and it will spoil this particular. Okay. So just I want to see some of the digital components that were working. This is the blockchain. Thanks for your patience. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Kumar. So ladies and gentlemen, now moving forward, our next presentation is on the topic export-driven growth from local produce to global brands. For this, we would like to welcome Ms. Shalini Goyal Bhalla, Managing Director, International Council for Circular Economy.
Thank you very much. Namaskar. Good morning. I would like to thank the Gujarat state and specifically the Agro Industry Corporation for inviting me here. Thank you so much, Sandeep Kumar ji, Vijay Kumar ji, and Dinesh Kumar ji for your presentations. This has been really helpful to understand what is happening in the state of Gujarat. Before I begin, I must also talk about the biggest industrialist of our country started the agro business. Dhirubhai Ambani comes from Gujarat. He started his petty business of dried spices and food from Gujarat itself. So we have a long history when it goes to the state of Gujarat and the agro-food business. I was asked to work on the export-driven growth, and I understand that I work in the field of circular economy, which means how do we reduce waste? How do we ensure that resources are maintained at the largest scale? And how do we build regenerative systems. Circular economy all means that we do not waste any particular resource और खाने का चीज़ तो सबसे कम. उसके साथ में how we can increase the business in export is essential. I was looking at some numbers and I realized that Gujarat is the larger export state. इंडिया की इकोनॉमी में 26% से ज़्यादा एक्सपोर्ट गुजरात से आता है. And a major part of it comes from the agro-business, be it the agriculture, food, spices, processed food, या फिर allied sectors. And I was trying to find out what is that makes Gujarat special. We all know पंजाब को हमारा फूड बॉल, ब्रेड बॉल कहा जाता है. But why Gujarat has this capability of exporting such a huge number in the agriculture business? And I realized there are some factors that the government of Gujarat has provided. Connectivity. Road connectivity or ports connectivity has been a very major significant role. State policies. अभी लास्ट वीक ही आई हैड द चांस आपके ऑनरेबल सीएम के एक प्रोग्राम में वडोदरा जाने का एंड आई सॉ हाउ स्टेट गिव्स परमिशंस, फास्ट रेजोल्यूशन एंड द वेरी फास्ट लुकिंग पॉलिसीज आर आई थिंक द मेजर पार्ट ऑफ द गुजरात स्टेट. And last but not least is the entrepreneurship that the Gujaratis show. All hats off to the entrepreneurship and the skills to Gujarat people that they have shown in building up the business. No one can not see Amul as a cooperative which has built a huge market, and the scale that they have shown is remarkable. Looking at how do we export and what makes our exports feasible, there have been certain enablers all across India, particularly Gujarat. I see that the global e-commerce platforms have been fast embraced by the Gujarat community. Advanced R&D, be it the digitization of it, using all the tools including AI, blockchain, and we have just seen in the video how the farmers are using advanced technologies, is something that is enabling a growth. Smart logistics, there has been a very good logistic chain including the cold chain and the storages. We just heard about the cold storage facilities and a major parks coming in Surat and Mehsana. But along with that, the digitaling of the supply chain platforms, जिसमें हम लोग we are talking about farm to fork. Having said all this, we do understand that Dinesh Kumar ji has very rightly pointed out these cold chains are fragmented, needs to be kind of made more consistent and regular to avoid the food losses. But at the same time, what is that enabling us and what is our levers that should be used as a bright spot in our growth? We see when we talk about exports, it is very important to customize and build a regional story around the food product. I'm now concentrating on export and how can we promote our exports. Haldiram is a very good example. I heard Haldiram is now open in no other than the British Museum. British Museum के slabs पे Haldiram के products बिक रहे हैं. It is a very good example to show how our local and regional storytelling is extremely important to sell our products even to a community that does not belong to us. So this is an example that every single person who aspires to export the products can carry on. But at the same time, another very important thing is to build the global trust. And how do we do that? We have to follow the global standards. And more standards have been told by this previous speaker than I can tell, because I'm not a research person or a person who could tell about those things, but I can definitely vouch that the GI tagging of the food, like the Darjeeling tea, and we just heard saffron in case of Gujarat, is something that builds international credibility for the products that we are developing and helps to improve our exports. We see we have been talking about, and Sandeep Kumarji very elaborately talked about all the policies, but 100% FDI in the food processing sector is something that has immensely improved the opportunity of exporting the food products that we see today. The credit schemes, the PLI schemes, the Pradhan Mantri Kisan Sampada Yojana, also the formalization of the micro food processing enterprises are some of the policies that have highly helped the food sector and also the food processing sector to grow. How do we go ahead? What is that we need? I would just put 4 major areas that can promote the export. Starting with skill development for the global quality standards of our producers, processors, and the people who aspire to export. How they can use biotechnology, digitization, the best usage of the export infrastructure is the very first thing that I see is needed. The second has already been discussed here, accelerating the cold chain investments and streamlining the food loss transparency, which is extremely important. Third, benchmarking our food. We can take clues from countries like Vietnam and Brazil, which have revealed the opportunities in tropical foods, ready-to-eat segments, and also require our people to look into focused innovation investments. Last is how do we incentivize bio-based packaging and promote circular food systems to become a part of the global supply chain in the food sector as well. One very important thing that we see in the food sector is the food loss and waste. We are talking about farm to fork, and we are also talking about how do we look at wastage, reduction, mitigating the food loss, both at the producer level and at the consumer level. And since I come from the circular economy background, it becomes a very important subject for me. How do we mitigate losses at both levels? India has seen a lot of initiatives happening at hyper-local, local, regional levels. But what our consortium is going to do, we at the International Council for Circular Economy are establishing the National Food Consortium on this 29th September. 29th September is celebrated as the International Day for Awareness on Food Loss and Waste. And on this day, we are proposing a consortium at a national level. And this platform seems to be the apt platform to bring it to all of you to be a part of this platform, where we discuss about how the existing innovation and technology can help reduce and mitigate food loss, how we can look at collaboration and transformative partnerships, not only within India, but globally, to improve our exports, increase the numbers, how India could look at being a leader and still reaching the sustainable development goals, and ultimately how it can support the policy making in our country. With Sandeep Kumarji here, it is my request, sir, that state of Gujarat, also your entity becomes a partner to the National Food Consortium. and we would be happy to work with the state of Gujarat to promote this. Thank you so much. Dhanyavad.
Thank you, Ms. Bhalla. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for Q&A. We will now take few questions from the audience. I request everyone to kindly keep your questions brief and relevant to the topics discussed. No questions? Yes. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Thank you, everyone. It was a very enlightening session and great to know the progress made. But I would like to understand, what are the steps being taken to address quality control and like testing certification? We are aiming for exports. That is, in my understanding.
Ma'am, you may take the mic so that we can hear you.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
Just wanted to understand what are the initiatives taken to improve testing and certification. Because that, besides exports, of course, for exports, that's a mandatory requirement, but I think even for domestic consumers to get greater, to provide consumer awareness as well as consumer trust, I feel testing of across the entire value chain, whether it's contaminants or even pesticides in very high MRL levels. I mean, it clearly shows that often when the exports get rejected, it's a shame for ourselves as a country. And what are we doing to address this? Thank you.
From government side, just I will take 2 minutes and then I will request Dinesh Kumarji. In Gujarat, when we talk about the quality testing and all these things, we have a lab testing in our agriculture universities. So we have established the units there. Now we are expanding it to the other university or other region of the Gujarat. So they are charging something, but what we are trying from the government side that the charges is very high. So at least government can support that in a way of subsidies, that the person, those who are they can motivated to be to come to the laboratory and test it. Otherwise, when you go in a laboratory, if they charge very high, then very few people will come to your laboratory. So we are doing that also. Along with that, we have a organic product agency also in Gujarat we have established. So we have C1, C2, C3 registration, license and everything. So what we are doing in Gujarat is that by step, when all these things comes in our site, so by laboratory testing, registration, licensing, food safety and standards, all we are taking care of these things.
Actually, ma'am, I want to clarify you. There in the country, there are certain NABL accredited labs. So NABL accredited labs are empowered to give the certification. That what you are concerned about that. Second component, that there is no law in India which makes those people who use the spurious pesticide for enhancing the shelf life. Lot many videos comes. You cannot get rid of that issues. Being working in FSSSI, I am also the scientific panel member of the FSSI. We are also formulating the standards and how to check that how the adulteration has been done, because that is the need of our, that what we are taking, we are not knowing that what we are consuming. So certification by NABL. Second component, that use of those insecticide, what we use, or the pesticide what we call. Now time has come that we ask the farmers to restrict those pesticides with the LD50 dose. That how this is going to be deactivated after the harvest duration. Suppose they are spraying, we say that you spray this time because this is having LD50, it will goes like this. Third component is the consumer's awareness, that we must know how to get rid of that particular problem. So there is a need to understand that, and we must be careful when we are purchasing that how if the color is being used, how after harvest, suppose ivy gourd, parable bolte na, bolte that chemical dalte green ho jata. But we know that when you harvest fresh, the pedicellin end remains white, it not becomes green. But something is treated with a green color, you can identify.
So these are the awareness can be made accordingly. Okay, thank you from my side.
Adding to what my colleagues, Mr. Vijay Kharadi and Mr. Dinesh Kumar said. I know. We have in fact, Government of Gujarat has set up a dedicated agency called GOPCA, that is Gujarat Organic Product Certifying Agency. So this is basically specifically for testing and certification processes. Similarly, for Amul, as you know, they have a very huge organized logistics network for collection and processing. So whenever every day on a daily basis, the milk which is being collected from primary cooperative milk societies by Amul, all the tankers are being tested before they are processed at the milk union level, that is at the district level, where the processing, chilling and processing happens and value addition happens. Similarly, for marine products also, as Mr. Dinesh Kumar mentioned, we have NABL accredited labs set up by MPEDA and Export Council of India across the coastal stretch of Gujarat, wherein the marine products before being exported are tested. So we do have many mechanisms in place for testing, but that still remains a concern, and we are, it is a work in progress, and that's a very good question, and we all have to work together to ensure that proper testing is done, and also to ensure that one of the concerns which is there, that the use of higher amounts of insecticide, pesticides or antimicrobials in our products, vegetable, fruits or animal products, that requires to be looked into, and also like all the agencies have to come together for this.
Thank you. Sir, myself, Dinesh Goswami, representing the Vetravati FPO. Sir, we thanks to Gujarat Agro for providing us platform. Sir, I want to add, our FPO is under the central government scheme, 10,000 FPO, one of that. And government supporting in many aspects, various departments also for our farmers. But sir, at our FPO, we want to take a special crop like medicinal aromatic plants and biofortified crops, because many varieties developed by State Agriculture University and ICR institutes, they all are in the channel for production, but we want to focus specialized on biofortified crops with our shareholder farmers, and how Gujarat Agro can help us, because our FPO is promoted by SFSC. So we want to just get guidance to promote that biofortified crops variety, and add on that we want to provide that food and beverage industries that crops, because one Amba food is there in our Gujarat. They are making many millet based products, and they are they have no any clear connection for to get proper biofortified crops, so they can enrich their cookies and khakras and many things. So that things I want to know, sir.
Biofortified foods, do you mean what? In that which sense?
Biofortified means biofortified varieties. Dinesh sir can know better. Biofortified varieties are the varieties that is nutritionally enriched variety developed by many State Agriculture and ICR. And last year, not maybe 2 years back, our central government also released that notification. These are the varieties are biofortified. So nutritionally deficient.
Got it.
Yeah. So that variety we want to take into our FPO production program and provide to the food industry, so they can readily available that nutrient deficient product supplement with that variety, and ultimately processed in channel.
Okay. Got it. Basically, when we talk about the, when we have taken the first session about the post-harvest management. So basically, post-harvest management about how you start sorting, grading, and go ahead with that. So when you talk about these nutritional foods, so how government comes into the picture. So when all these crops you grow and it comes into that, so government has this PMFME scheme also, in which we are giving the assistance in form of subsidy, where you have these sorting, grading units and those things where you can have a better value addition for this food processing. So you can have that chance of export also. Apart from that, government of Gujarat is coming up with the policies under process. Once it finalized, it will give financial assistance and subsidy to the all the government units and enterprise, those who are working into these things. But as far as biofertilizer, this biofortified food they talk about, I request Rabari Saab if he can just give some. He's basically Director Agriculture in Government of Gujarat. So I request Rabari Saab to give just some guidance.
You are processing, means you are processor. So you need whatever assistance from the government, different government scheme, either state government or central government. There is no clear silo, either fruits, bioprocessors, means के आपका fortified variety, whatever variety you can use the means get the benefit from the government of either value addition, processing, or other schemes, prevailing scheme of central schemes. So there is no need of means whatever you processed, you can get the benefit of the assistance, sir.
Can I, sir? I understand what I understand, that you are in a need of biofortified varieties, which our Honorable Prime Minister has released 29 biofortified varieties being released by ICAR. Those are the varieties which are nutritionally high in iron and zinc content. Basically, it is a genetic makeup which has been changed in the existing varieties to enhance the value of those components which needs to be fortification. We all understand, no? We are add to enhance the value. So those biofortified varieties are available in ICR institutes. You can put one indent through your organization that we want to purchase the biofortified varieties to IARI, our institute, and you purchase that varieties and you can make that varieties to grow with the standard specific recommendations given by the IARI. And that can be supported by our Sandeep sir or any of your organization in Gujarat, and we will be happy to give you that. The processing of the biofortified varieties, what is the retention of the biofortified content, needs to be known, that while you process any particular, because it goes through lot many temperature variations. So most of the thermobile compounds get denatured also. So there is the understanding that you must understand that how that can be grown. But you can procure biofortified varieties. In millets also it has come. And because now the productive linked incentive scheme is in MOPI, where 800 crore rupees is there for giving the up to finance to the startups. So I think you can go like that, sir. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for your kind attention and for your questions. As we come to the close of this knowledge session, I would like to invite Shri P.S. Rabari, Director Agriculture, to deliver a vote of thanks.
Good morning to everyone. It has been an honor to be part of this insightful session on behalf of the Gujarat Agro Industries Corporation and Agriculture Corporation and Farmers Welfare Department of Government of Gujarat. I would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to our chief guest, Honorable Sri Sandeep Kumar Sir, Secretary Agriculture, Animal Husbandry and Cooperation, for gracing this occasion with their presence and sharing their expertise. Also, sincere thanks to all our esteemed speakers, Sri Dinesh Kumar and Shalini Ma'am, for their presenting regarding the topics and truly enlightens us. Our deep appreciation goes to MD Gujarat Agro, Sri Vijay Kharadi Sir, and all the staff for their tireless work in making this event seamless and successful. We would like to thank you, our generous knowledge partner, event partner, for their invaluable support for helping us host to the important event. A special thanks to the participants who, with the active involvement and incitement questions, have made this seminar a truly interactive and productive experience. May the knowledge and collaborations fostered here today lead to significant advancement in the food processing industry, wishing you all a safe journey to home. And thank you, one and all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. With this, ladies and gentlemen, we conclude today's Gujarat State Knowledge Session at World Food India 2025. We would like to thank all our esteemed dignitaries, esteemed speakers and participants for joining us today. We wish you a wonderful day ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, we request you all to kindly join us for the high tea outside at the food area. Also, dear visitors, do not forget to join us at World Food India 2025 in Gujarat for the regional Vibrant Gujarat on agro and food processing on 9th and 10th October 2025 at Ganpat University, Kherwa, Mehsana. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. We wish you a great day ahead. Thank you and namaskar.
whose hard work and patience nourish our plates. Under the visionary leadership of Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, a new dawn has come for India's farmers. With Modi ji's unwavering commitment to their welfare, the agro and food processing sector is experiencing a revolutionary transformation. The Modi government's initiatives are empowering farmers to reap the rewards of their labor, and India's agricultural sector is growing at an unprecedented pace. As a result, the prospects of a brighter future are becoming increasingly tangible, filling the hearts of farmers with hope and optimism. PM Modi's leadership is not only transforming the lives of farmers, but also paving the way for a prosperous and self-sufficient India. India, a country of over 1.4 billion people, has made significant strides in agriculture and food processing. The sector contributes over 18% to the country's GDP and employs nearly 50% of the workforce. Gujarat, a powerhouse in India's agro and food processing sector, it is the first in production of groundnuts, fennel, cumin and castor in India. Gujarat also takes pride in being the leading state in production of fruits like mangoes, bananas and pomegranates, as well as vegetables such as onions, potatoes and tomatoes, strengthening In the fields of our motherland, where the sun rises with hope and sets with gratitude, there lives a community that toils tirelessly to feed the nation. They are the farmers, the backbone of our country, whose hard work and patience nourish our plates.